and welcome to Rock Your Block. I am your host, Malika Staar, Carey. Our show works to highlight entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs across the region. These remarkable men and women make dynamic strides to improve the community by demonstrating the best of their skills, knowledges, and service to the neighborhoods to which we are surrounded by. It is without saying, we are continuing to highlight another extraordinary entrepreneur today. I am delighted today that we are going to talk about strategic networking for entrepreneurs. Our special guest is none other than master networker, author, publisher, speaker, event planner, and my good friend, Theresa Royal Brown. She is the president and founder of Entrepreneurs and Professionals Network, which is better known as ETNET, and she is also the parent company of Bold, Brave, and Beautiful Professional Women's Experience. Please welcome Theresa to Rock Your Block. So Theresa, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that you could join us today. So we're going to start by taking little questions. And what I wanted to do was first introduce you to, of course, our viewing audience, but say my own personal to say that our personal relationship has really blossomed from our business relationship. You are the master networker. And so I want to know, I want you to tell the audience a little bit about Theresa Royal Brown and how you started the Entrepreneurs and Professionals Network.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks again for having me. I'm honored to be here. That's a long story, so I'm going to have to condense that down. But I started Entrepreneurs and Professionals Network, as you know, as a men's retreat.
Right.
So I am an event planner as well, and I had this wonderful idea to do a men's retreat, but of course, men wouldn't sign up. So then I started thinking, what is it that I can host to bring together entrepreneurs and professionals, and Entrepreneurs and Professionals Network was born. So that's how I got started. But I know when I tell people that it was a men's retreat, they're like, really? So yeah, that's kind of how it got started.
Right. So tell us a little bit about meeting planning, because you did say you were a meeting planner before. And so how did you get into the world of meeting planning?
Oh boy, I get asked this question all the time. Mm-hmm. I fell into it by accident. Years ago, I worked for a vice president of information systems at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And I planned all of his meetings and events, and I kind of had a knack for it. So they had this student association network as part of our job, which was really weird. But they actually nominated me to be the president of this activities association. And so that's kind of how I fell into it, and I just started planning events from there.
Right. How long have you been doing the events?
Oh gosh, I'm ashamed to say, 15 years.
Wow.
Long time.
Wow.
Long
so
time.
I've been privileged to come to some of these events, and
Yes.
I will say they are always out of the box.
Thank you.
They are always extraordinary, and they're always elegant.
Oh, I
and
appreciate
so
that.
I really appreciate your gift and how you share it with the world, doing Entrepreneurs and Professionals, which is going to lead us into the Bold, Brave, and Beautiful conferences. You know, those are my heart
Yes.
and kind of my favorite
We
to
love 'em.
attend. Yes, I do, because you bring together so many women from different backgrounds. It's professional, it's positive. So tell me, how did you go from planning for men to planning for entrepreneurs to now we've got this Bold, Brave, and Beautiful experience?
Yes. Well, the problem was because Entrepreneurs and Professionals is for men and women. And some of the women were starting to feel a little funny, like, well, why can't we have something for ourselves? So I started, as you know, Bold, Brave, and Beautiful back in 2010. And I only wanted, 30 women.
30
I just
women,
wanted
right.
30 women so we could all come together and really have an intimate experience. We ended up having 50, and each year it's just grown and grown and grown. So it's all types of women, all ethnicities, all races, all creeds, and we all come together and really build relationships, and that's what it's all about.
It really is, and people connect and they build,
Oh, yeah.
and their relationships go further than just that one experience.
Absolutely.
They do connect.
Right.
So is that what networking is all about? Because what is the point of networking? Because if you're an entrepreneur and you rely on business, what is the key component as an entrepreneur and the importance of networking?
Networking is extremely important. And I tell people all the time, networking is not an event. Networking is the art of building relationships. And I think people get nervous when they hear that word networking because they figure, oh my gosh, I'm going into a room and I don't know people. But it's all about getting to know that person, building that relationship. Mm-hmm. And then once you build it, then you can say, so what can I do to help you? It's not about running in there saying, oh, I do this, I do that. And we all have seen people do that. Mm-hmm. But that's not the correct way. You got to build relationships. And that's what it's all about.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so you give the strategic plans in your networking sessions.
Yes.
And what are some of the other activities that EPNET hosts?
Oh gosh, we do so much.
Right.
We host networking experiences, workshops, retreats. And at the end of every year, we used to host our Legacy Awards ball, and we all got dressed up in our ball gowns and tuxes, and we honored 12 to 14 entrepreneurs who were leaving a living legacy. So these people are alive, and they're impacting other entrepreneurs and professionals. So we do so many things to bring people together to build relationships. That's what I'm going to keep saying that because that's really what networking is all about.
Definitely. I am so hoping that at one point we can bring the legacy ball back.
Yes, we may.
That was definitely something to behold, to see everyone dressed up. It was kind of like our Oscar Awards for business owners and entrepreneurs. And that is awesome because tell us your chief partner in crime. Who might that be?
My chief partner in crime is my husband, Charles Brown.
Right.
And he truly has just fallen into the networking arena because when I met him, he wasn't a networker. He was very quiet. He's still quiet, as you know, but very quiet, didn't really get out and meet people. Now he talked more than me. I'm like, what happened? Right. So he's my chief partner in crime, in life, and in business, and I absolutely adore him. But he truly keeps me grounded in this networking arena.
That is awesome. And I love you two together. And sorry he can't be here with us today, but I'm sure he would have something great things to say.
Absolutely.
So that's going to segment into, he always has great things to say on your Monday motivational call. Like that is when I can catch that call, it starts my week off on a high.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about that Monday motivational call.
Oh gosh, the Monday motivational call. Well, you know, we almost stopped doing the Monday motivational call
glad you did.
Because we didn't think people were really getting anything out of it. Well, goodness gracious, why did we say we were going to stop it? Because Lord have mercy, we got emails and texts and phone calls, so we had to keep it. But we started in 2014. Right after our car accident. As you know, we had a bad car accident. And so that Monday motivational call was our way of kind of motivating ourselves to continue to stay into this entrepreneur game. Because it's hard being an entrepreneur. You got to get your own everything. And so there were some days we were feeling a little like, okay, we're the only ones doing this. So we started this call. And it's uplifting, it's motivating, and we give a little bit of nuggets to help you in your business and throughout the week. So we've been doing it since 2014, and we keep saying every year we're not going to do it anymore, but I guess we're going to do it again next year.
Because you know, one thing I love about the motivational call is the confessions that we do. The affirmations are simply delightful. And what's my favorite part of the affirmations? Can we get a
No, I can't. I gotta be pumped up to do that.
We gotta be pumped up.
Right.
Okay, so there is a part in the motivational call that we say that we are dynamic and that we are amazing. Now you know I didn't say it right.
No, you didn't.
Why not?
So we do affirmations before each and every one of our experiences, and on the motivational call, we do like maybe 7 or 8 confessions that we speak out, because when you speak things into the atmosphere, they come back. So you got to be careful what you speak out. So you got to speak good things, you got to speak life, you got to speak positivity, and when you do, it comes back in your life. So we speak out like 7 or 8 affirmations, but the one that we love the most is when we say that we are amazing, because you're not saying it about anybody else, you're saying it about you.
Right.
So when you say it, you got to speak it out from the depths of your stomach and put it into the atmosphere that you're amazing. And I'm telling you, the more you do it, the more your life changes.
The more your life changes. So if you would humor me for a minute. If we could break this professional stance and just say it one time, just one time,
No.
can we say that we are amazing? Right, and it goes on, and we get pitch tone deaf and a whole nine. I love saying that, and it is impacted my life so much that when I drop my kids off in the morning now, that is part of our confessions, to say that they are amazing.
I love it.
With all of everything they have to face in school.
Absolutely.
They have to know that they are dynamic, they are amazing,
yes,
and that they're going to succeed.
Absolutely.
Right. So I applaud you and see the difference you make in my life, because I don't think I'd be sitting here if it wasn't for those motivational minutes and the encouragement that you give to entrepreneurs on a daily basis, because outside of the Monday motivational call, you also are strategic in building your relationships. You make sure that you connect with every one of the people that participate in your events, either by acknowledging their success with the awards or by meeting with them and helping them build their businesses. So that makes you a trailblazer.
Aww.
It also makes you extraordinary, and it also makes you like so special, and so glad that you're not just someone I network with, but you are my friend, and we have been friends for over 12, 13, 14 years. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. We can't even count the years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So tell us really quick, before we go into our break, what do you love about what you do?
Oh gosh, that is such an easy question. I love meeting people. I love meeting people, and I love it when actually, I'm gonna tell you this real quick. Charles always says, I've never met a stranger. And I love when he says that, because that makes me feel like, you know what, people meet me and they really feel connected. And that's what it's all about, connecting, building relationships. So I love, love, love when I meet somebody and they may have a preconceived notion about me at first when they see me. Because some people, they're like, oh, she's polished, she got it all together and she's gonna be mean. And then when they see, oh, she's actually okay. And I see that light bulb switch in their mind and like, oh, she's all right. So that's what I love about what I do.
Oh, that is awesome. So we're going to take a small break, and when we return, we're going to continue our conversation about networking, and then we're going to talk about some other great things, like we're going to talk about your book, an author and being a publisher, and we'll segment into that and continue our conversation and our dialogue. I'm so glad you're here with me today.
I'm so glad you invited me. Thank you.
So when we get back, we're going to continue our conversation with Theresa, and I hope you'll stay tuned.
Do you know of a good internet filter I can use to protect my kids when they're online?
I'm calling because my son's music is it's disturbing. It's dark and angry, and I'm just concerned.
Could you pray with me? My sister, she has to get her appendix taken out, and I'm really worried.
So what do you think? When should I start talking to my kids about sex?
Stand strong. No matter what you're going through, there is hope at the end of the line.
Focus on the family. How can we help?
Welcome back. You're watching Rock Your Block, and our special guest today is Theresa Royal Brown. And so before we left, we were talking about all the wonderful things that Theresa does, and I want to continue that conversation now with talking about her book, Built Not to Break. Now, Theresa has authored several books, but this is my favorite. And tell us a little bit about resilience and why you wrote this book.
Wow, this book started everything. This book is the beginning of my journey into being an author, publishing, ghostwriting for other people. This is the book, so it's so interesting. But this book was built out of a lot of pain. This book started off as a book that I didn't want to write. I fought this book for about 3 years. I did not want to publish it. But of course, God,
right?
He just keeps messing with you about stuff. So I finally published the book. And this book is all about my journey dealing with unethical clients, an unethical mortgage company, and my journey from an 850 credit score to actually having to file bankruptcy. So truly, this book, I don't know, it changed my life in a way I had no idea it would. It's impacted people's lives. I've saved a couple people from committing suicide from this little book. So you never know when you do things, why God wants you to do it, it's not for you, it's for somebody else.
Definitely.
So I'm mad at him. I'm like, why I gotta write this book? I don't want anybody to know that I had to file bankruptcy. Now I don't care. But at the time, it was a big deal.
Right.
And it's just so interesting how one thing can lead to another thing, can lead to another thing. And it's all because of one book, all because of me being obedient. But don't get me wrong, I wasn't obedient at first. But because I finally was obedient and followed his voice. And so that's how it was born. But truly, it was born out of pain. And you know, you were around in my life at that time, so you know what I went through. And, you know, but you see the change. I mean, the person that wrote that book in, 2008, sitting today is not the same person.
Right.
And so it's so true that you change and you grow, and it truly, it just impacts so many lives when you do what you're supposed to do.
Right, right. And so you'll agree that our pain, there's purpose in our pain.
Absolutely.
Right? And
Absolutely.
it's not just for us, the things that we go through. I'm sure you can attest that while you were going through it, you didn't like it.
I was mad.
But after the storm,
I was
you
mad.
know better now. Right,
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
And now you can stand on that platform to let somebody else know.
And help somebody else.
And help somebody else. Let's talk about that part where you said you didn't want anybody to know that you had gone through the bankruptcy. A lot of times we're scared to tell our stories because of the shame we went through.
Absolutely.
Tell us how you processed through that.
Oh gosh, it wasn't easy. You know, when you're going through something, that's how I found out that I was a writer, because I didn't realize I was a writer until then. But you got to find a way to kind of get that out. And in my case, I was closed off. I actually didn't talk to people. I didn't tell anybody. And you know me, I'm such a talkative person. So for me to shut down for almost 6 months and not talk to any of my friends, hardly any of my family, because I was trying to process it. And I just started writing one day. And writing out my feelings, it ended up healing me. And then I realized this could actually heal somebody else. But don't get me wrong, like I said, I didn't want to release the book. But it really, truly does heal you when you can write out your feelings. That's why I understand men sometimes, because men don't like to verbalize their feelings, but they can write them down. And so it's the same with women. We talk, but when you write those feelings out, you really can release them.
Right. Right.
That was a powerful statement. I didn't mean to do that, but but you can. You really can release those pent up feelings if you can't even talk about them to anybody else.
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
That is awesome. You know, but the word even tells us that if we write the vision,
You gotta write the vision.
If you write the vision,
Absolutely.
even if you write the pain, you know, your story is not for yourself. It
Right.
is for the healing of someone else. And like we all know better, like I wrote in my book, Now That I Know Better, it is learning from somebody else's mistakes,
Right.
trials, tribulations, that we don't have to go down those roads.
Right.
Now we know how to handle scrupulous clients from reading the
Exactly.
book.
Right. Get
We
those
know how to
contracts.
get those
you know,
right.
just the things you learn, you know, along the way. So absolutely.
Right. So tell me something else, because from writing your book, it's one thing to be an author and to publish your book, but you took it another level and you started Royal Publishing. So tell us a little bit about the publishing aspect, because now you're not just publishing your books, you're publishing other people's books. So now let's talk about that process.
And I fell into that as well, wanting to help a person out, you know, and I just said, hey, I'll help you, you know, with your book, because obviously I'd done it a couple times, and I just kind of fell into it. And it's kind of interesting to see somebody else's vision and you get it, because everybody can't see your vision. But when you can see somebody else's vision and you get it and you can help them bring that vision to pass, that's powerful. Again, here we go again, you're helping someone else.
Right.
And so that's why I love the publishing piece too. And I'm very selective. I don't deal with all clients. I actually, it's a business, but I don't take all clients, because again, you have to be able to see their vision, and you can't see everybody's vision. So I actually have turned down a couple of people recently, but I am about to pick somebody back up. So you got to pick and choose, but that's me. Everybody's different.
Right.
But yeah, I'm kind of glad that I went down that road as well. So I'm diversifying, if you will.
Right, right.
I'm very
we can't
multifaceted.
put all our eggs in one basket.
Absolutely,
We can't put all our eggs in one basket. So tell us about let's go back to the event side, because we have some awesome events coming up that women may be able to connect with. I know you're getting ready to have the Bold, Brave, and Beautiful retreat.
Yes, we're having a retreat in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at the end of October, and we're really excited about that. That's going to be a more intimate, which is what Bold, Brave, and Beautiful was founded on. I really wanted these women to be intimately connected. Sometimes we have big events like 200-300 people, you know, you've been to them, and you can't connect with everybody. It's too many people. I know one time we had a big event, it was like 350 people. 300 people. And I think I connected with 20 people. That's not good. So the retreat is going to be a small, intimate group, no more than 25, 30 women. And we're really going to connect and learn what you do in your business. How can I help you, really help you?
Right.
And really sit down and map out some plans and some goals so we can transition into our next level. Because that's what it's about. It's called the Bold, Brave, and Beautiful Women in Business Transitioning Retreat. So we're all in transition, right?
Right,
we're all
right.
shifting, we're all moving. And I really think if these women can connect on an intimate level, it can actually help them go to the next level in their life and in their business.
Definitely, definitely. And you have 3 special guests coming, and they're going to bring some nuggets of wisdom to pour into the ladies that attend and everything. Tell people how they can reach out to Theresa Royal Brown. Like, I know how to call you, but if I did not know how to call you, how could I reach Theresa?
Oh gosh, I'm everywhere on social media, Theresa Royal Brown, Theresa, Theresa Royal Brown. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm not hard to find, but my websites, oh gosh, I have 4 or 5, but epnetonline.com, Royal Brown Publishing, Royal Brown Events, TD Royal Enterprises. I have like 8 or 9 websites, so it's easy to find me, but I always tell people the easiest way is just to friend me on Facebook, Theresa Royal Brown, and it brings up all my stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm so glad that we were able to connect today.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that you came, and that if people want a copy of the book, how can they get a copy?
It's on Amazon, but we also have its own website. It's notbuilttobreak.com. Very easy to find. And I know this book is 9 years old.
It is.
And people are still buying this book. It's crazy that one book can change so much.
Right.
Interesting.
So we can find you on Amazon. Okay, and so what other projects might you have coming up?
We have our EPNET breakfasts. They're coming up. We usually do it like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and you've been to them. Those are also intimate settings, but we have, I think on average, maybe 25 to 50 people at that. And again, it's a great way for entrepreneurs to connect, network, and take their businesses to the next level. So we'll be having a breakfast probably late October, early November. So that information is on the EPNET website as well.
Great, and that's in the local DMV area.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
it'll be
people
Crofton.
can connect in Crofton, Maryland. The food is always delicious.
Always delicious.
The networking is always great.
Absolutely, and we'll have our annual Christmas party. I believe it's December 21st. So that's another great way to connect, and that's always festive. We had a great time last year with our Santa hats, and so I think I'm gonna bring that back again this year. I'll bring some Santa hats again for everybody.
Something different though, because those were different.
They loved them.
Those were different Santa hats.
They were
not.
They were like the spirally kind.
Right.
Yeah.
They were not. And people can find those pictures on your Facebook page.
Well, you got to scroll down. You know, I post so much stuff, but yeah, it's on there.
Right. And so they can time into what motivates you, Theresa.
Oh gosh, what motivates me is just being able to get up every day, you know, especially after our car accident, and be able to still do what I do. Right. I love to plan events. I actually love writing. I love the networking. So it's so great to be able to do all 3, even though it's so weird. I was just saying, how do I do all this stuff? You have to compartmentalize your time, and somehow, some way it gets done. But that's what motivates me, and I just love just not knowing what's going to happen the next day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So sometimes it's sometimes people have mundane jobs. They know, I'm going to this job, I'm going to be doing this. Not me, man. I don't ever know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen this day. Right.
Every day is a different day, and that's what the joys of entrepreneurship is.
Right, because you are actually in control of your life
And your schedule, and exactly, yeah.
and your success.
But that's also, it's scary too, because you also are in control of your, of your life and your schedule.
You got to be able to make that money.
You got to make your own money. So
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
Right. So what advice would you give to maybe an aspiring entrepreneur? Just take about 20 seconds or 30 seconds just to say, what one advice would you give to an inspiring entrepreneur?
Oh gosh, the biggest thing, get a mentor. Oh my goodness, get a mentor and network. Build those relationships. And I'm telling you, those two things together, that sets your future.
Well, thank you so much, Theresa, for joining us. I'm so glad you were able to carve out a little bit of time to come and join us at Rock Your Block. I'm sure our guests really know better about entrepreneurship, about networking, and the importance of networking. So, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that this show has inspired you to keep connecting, to grow your network and your net worth. Continue to gain wisdom and understanding, because definitely when you know better, you can definitely do better. Definitely. Continue to live out your dreams. I am your host, Malika Staar Carey, signing off. Until next time, God bless.